one fall.
Wrestling Open, 122 straight Thursday nights. Paul Crockett joined alongside Brother Greatness and Rich Palladino, who may or may not be intoxicated, but we are kicking things off with Swipe Right.
Introducing first, accompanied to the ring by the Smoke Show Ricky Smokes from Naples, Florida, weighing at 225 pounds, one half of Swipe Right, the Beauty, Brad Baylor.
Of course, we saw Ricky Smokes in our spotlight match picking up a win over BioPro's own handyman Jake Gray, but now Brad Baylor with a much more difficult task on his hand. No disrespect to Jake Gray.
Yeah, none at all to the handyman. Got a lot of love for him, but the Beauty, Brad Baylor, coming out here, opening up Wrestling Open with an opportunity to prove something unique, not only to these people, but to Wrestling Open officials. I know he's looking to take a step forward in the singles competition.
Yeah, I mean, Brad Baylor and Ricky Smokes have already previously challenged for the IWTV Tag Team titles at the end of 2023. Now that we are pretty deep into 2020, it's already May, I can't believe that, but indeed looking to go the singles route as well. But Brad Baylor about to face the former #1 contender to the Wrestling Open Championship, a man who was robbed of that title as far as I'm concerned. It's time for Jermaine.
His opponent, accompanied in the ring by Benny the Basketball from Rucker Park, New York, weighing in at 203 pounds, at guard #3, Jermaine Marbury.
Of course, Jermaine Marbury had 2 shots at the Wrestling Open champion. Is that Danny Miles?
Definitely wasn't Danny there, but that young man's definitely enjoying what Jermaine Marbury and Benny the Basketball bring to the table here every week at Wrestling
Definitely
Open.
wasn't Danny Miles. He's not a break dancer. He's more of a pop locker.
Yeah, and I'm not a big fan of Danny myself, but I'm really excited to see what Jermaine Marbury is going to bring to the table tonight.
But Jermaine Marbury has had one singular focus over the last few weeks, and that has been world-class Channing Thomas and and Sidney Bacabella, who have been a thorn in the side of Jermaine Marbury after what they did in that. Can you call it a mixed tag? What do you call that? It was Jermaine Marbury teaming with Benny against Channing and Sidney 2 weeks ago, and Benny the Basketball pinned Sidney Bacabella. You heard that right.
In one of the strangest situations I have ever seen. And Benny the Basketball now, I mean, does that make Benny undefeated?
I think it, at least in tag team action. They're an undefeated tag team, I guess.
There you go.
But Brad Baylor poses a much more difficult threat than a Sidney Bacabella, because Brad Baylor, as you have referred to him as, the 19-year veteran.
The size, the athleticism, the technique, look at that already on display.
And he has not been in the industry 19 years. He has been alive for 19 years. Only 19 years of age. Sophomore in college, a lacrosse player. Go figure, looks like one. But man, this kid is already advanced for his young age.
Yeah, no, this is an individual who's truly a student of the game in multiple different ways. Takes his diet, his training extremely seriously, but he's a little arrogant at times.
I mean, he is as pretentious as it gets. Look at him getting in Jermaine's face saying, "You are not that good." But I think that's a little bit of jealousy on the part of Baylor. Baylor's never been the #1 contender to the Wrestling Open Championship.
Marbury right now showing why he formerly was the #1 contender, showing that aggression, showing that strength, and possibly a different side here from Marbury.
A very gritty version of Jermaine Marbury, as he is still angry with Channing Thomas and Sidney Bacabella for their actions, especially toward Benny the Basketball, his well-loved mascot.
And the last thing he needed was someone getting in his face, pushing him, mushing his face. It's officially awoken something in Marbury we're seeing on display now.
As there's a shot in the corner. Marbury going up top. Kobe crossbody. A count of 2. Smokes on the floor, is beside himself. He picked up the victory earlier tonight very easily, but Brad Baylor not having the same luck.
Yeah, Brad Baylor, once again, extremely gifted individual, but definitely has a bit of an ego to him, and I think that almost cost him the match in that moment. Great crossbody by Marbury.
And Marbury, even though he is very, very young in his career, he's already had 2 premier main event singles matches for the Wrestling Open Championship against Brad Hollister. He not only took Brad Hollister to his limit, he had him beat, and Hollister needed help to get by him.
And Marbury, honestly, many people would make the claim that he should be the Wrestling Open champion today.
Irish whip reversed as Baylor seething with jealousy here that Marbury has passed him as far as chances here at Wrestling Open. Now sweeping the legs out and trying to show that he is the one who should be getting those big title shots.
The guard, Jermaine Marbury, was really rocking and rolling there for a bit, but now experiencing great pain by the beauty, Brad Baylor.
As Brad Baylor not making any friends here in the city of Worcester, and I can see why he lets everyone here at the White Eagle know how much he disdains them.
Yeah, the only friend Baylor seems concerned with is the smoke show, Ricky Smokes, honestly.
It seems like the only concerns he has are championships and Ricky Smokes, and maybe his hair as well. He's a little too obsessed with that at times, but he is a conceited, pretentious person. However, he is very advanced for his age. But Marbury showing some grit here. Tries the boot, rolls him up. Barely a count of 2. Ducks that clothesline. There is the power slam. Hooks the leg and continues to only get a count of 2.
And good on Marbury there. Very deep, deep slam there by the beauty Brad Baylor. And you hear me say, no one gets a 2 count better than he does.
I don't think you should be bragging about how good your 2 counts are. That means you haven't won yet.
I mean, it was aesthetically pleasing. I have to give him that.
I mean, I guess, but right now, he doesn't seem to be very pleased with the aesthetics of Jermaine Marbury's jersey as it rips him off of him, throws it to the floor. Now, Ricky Smokes has it.
That's extremely disrespectful. That's not something that you do to a team sport athlete. You disrespect the jersey, you disrespect the man.
As Baylor continues to not only physically dominate, but trying to play head games with Marbury as he is in his ear telling him that you got nothing. I mean, you know all the great trash talkers in the history of the NBA. Like Larry Bird would tell guys, I'm going to go right here and shoot it right on you, and he would do it. That's what Brad Baylor's doing to Marbury right now.
And Larry Bird ran around and played a whole game with his left hand and completely dominated. Right now, Jermaine Marbury hasn't entered that region of his career.
5 minutes have elapsed in the time limit. 5 minutes remain.
Back elbow. Rising knee as Baylor continues to keep Jermaine Marbury at bay. Just when it seems like Marbury is getting a head of steam, Baylor's right there to shut it down.
You see the iota of frustration from Baylor. Wow!
Tries that drop kick for the second time. Marbury was able to sniff it out, move out of the way, and he could be back in this opening contest.
Oh, the baller had it scouted, and now he's throwing some good punches.
Reversed. There's a clothesline. Marbury on a roll. Misdirection here. Ducks down. And he bounces his head off the mat, and Marbury is fired up.
Looking like Shaq in Orlando. Marbury, he's on the top right now, baby.
And that look in the eyes of Marbury says he has Baylor lined up. He's looking to drain that buzzer beater. But now Ricky Smokes up on the apron. You gotta be kidding me with this nonsense. Kick to the midsection. He hit it, not like this.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me with that. Marbury robbed again.
The time of the fall, 6 minutes, 20 seconds. Here's your winner, the beauty, Brad Baylor.
It seemed like Marbury was on the right path, but Ricky Smokes getting himself involved one more time in helping Baylor to victory.
Baylor's so gifted as it is. All it took was one distraction, one look away from Marbury to, wait,
what? Oh, what the hell is this? That is world-class Channing Thomas and Sidney Bacabella.
And they're coming in with an absolute mugging of Jermaine Marbury.
And Channing, as if Marbury's night wasn't difficult enough, now it's his worst nightmare.
This young man has already gone through so much and now has to go through a stomping and a beating.
And Channing Thomas continuing to make Marbury regret his decision to eliminate him in the #1 contender battle royal back in January. This has been going on for months.
It's so past tense. Move on, let it go. The man eliminated you.
What? Is that tape?
Oh no, that's duct tape.
It looks a little stronger than duct tape.
Is that electrical tape?
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but Marbury now tied up in the ropes. You need some help out here. As Channing with some shots to the midsection, Marbury is defenseless here as these two looking to make a point.
He needs some assistance. He's in a bad way.
Benny is getting in there.
No, Benny. Oh, no, Benny.
I don't know what he's thinking. It's a mascot. What am I talking about? A typical disgusting display from world-class Channing Thomas. Oh, they're ripping that thing off of him.
What? They ripped off Benny's face?
No, I don't know what. Whoever that is, their face is covered up.
Oh, goodness gracious.
But it doesn't matter. They were spiked head first into the mat. Channing is absolutely, what is in his hand?
Oh, no.
What is he gonna do?
I don't know. I don't like seeing Bacabella with a weapon. Oh!
He is tearing up that mascot head, and Marbury can't do a damn thing about it. As Channing continues to lay in the shots to the head of Jermaine Marbury as they are cutting up the head of the mascot as they want to continue to make a statement here. That mascot head, it's just done. It's done.
Bacabella's taken exception to the existence of Benny the entire time. And
disgusting, these two. As if they already weren't disgusting enough. Now they do this.
And they're not even taking responsibility. Screaming to Marbury is because of him. It's because of Marbury. That's what Thomas claims.
Well, these two make me sick as Marbury can just do nothing but just watch.
Thank the Lord we're getting some help here.
As the referee's finally out here to help, but I don't know who that was underneath the mascot. Their head was covered up. I mean, it doesn't matter.
I mean, it just looks to me Benny's just been ended and destroyed. We've yet to see Jermaine Marbury without Benny the basketball. I can only imagine how he feels.
He is irate, and he should be. He should be absolutely irate. I can't stomach what we just saw. But what else is new with these two?
All of 2024, just making this young man's life, his dreams, everything in his life difficult. Ever since he came onto the scene in November, we saw beautiful things with this young man. And now Channing and Sydney refusing to allow him to enjoy it.
He should have been the Wrestling Open champion. A couple of months ago, he got robbed of that. Now, Benny the basketball, the mascot suit, just got literally cut up. Well, folks, last week we saw the return of 50 Cal. Let's take a look at it one more time.